Okay, guys, how's it going? I have a new product to try out. As you know, or may know, I am a two-notes dealer, and they make some fantastic products as far as cab simulators, preamps. One of their products here that I'm going to show you today is Revolt. This one's a guitar. They also have a bass, uh, Revolt for bass. This is an analog chain amp sim. So it's analog wiring. It's actually got a 12AX7 in there. If you can maybe see it in there. So I'm going to show you, and this is my first time plugging it in. I literally just turned it on and plugged it in. So I'm going to be figuring this out as I go along with this demo. And I'm going to run through a few scenarios. First, I'm going to go guitar straight into this, and then this is going straight out to my mixer. So this would be like if you just had a pedal board and you just wanted one pedal to do your amp. You could do that. It has an effect send and return, so you could do some kind of setup where you're into this, use your effects send out to your amp, use your amps effects out back into this, and then this has an output, balanced output, XLR or quarter inch. So this is 3 channels. It has clean, a British crunch, and a modern lead. And each channel you can double tap on, and it has a boost for it. Okay, so I guess I'll explain the other features as I kind of go along. So we're going to start with guitar, regular guitar, out into this, American clean. I have everything at noon, so it's got bass, treble, gain, and volume. And what you're hearing, like I said, is this direct out XLR into my mixer, into Logic Pro. So you're hearing literally just this. Volume's around 7 or 8 on the guitar. I'm gonna leave some headroom just in case, when I test the boost, I don't want anything clipping. Oh, and I do want to mention, so on the front of this, it has the 4-cable method on or off. So if you're going to use the send and return, you'd want to flip that. It has a cab sim on and off. The Opus is what I've demoed before, and that's got like the huge vast selection of cab sims. You can make your own IR files. This just has one, and according to the manual, it's like a based off of, let's see what it says, based off of Marshall 4x12 / signature cabinet. So it's going to be a closed back sim. So this is the cab sim on, by the way. This is without the cab sim. So it definitely has that extra warmth of a closed back cabinet. Sounds like a Marshall stack. So I guess for now I'll leave the cab sim off just so we can hear the actual electronics without the simulator. So middle pickup is on the guitar, tone halfway. So I'm gonna cut the bass, boost the treble, see what happens. 0 bass, treble 10. Cab sim on. Definitely adds mid-range there. All right. I'm going to slowly dial in the bass. I'll put the treble back. maybe treble 3/4, bass at like barely on. Feels good. Let's crank up some gain a little bit. Cab some on. I like it without the cab sim, to be honest. That's my opinion. Alright, so if we hit the clean button again, now we have the boost. And there is a potentiometer on here to control your boost gain. I'm clipping my preamp. I'm gonna cut the volume back. I don't know if you can see, so when I turn the boost, you can see that there's an LED behind the tube that lights up, so you know for sure if it's on or not. Alright, let's move on. So we have the clean. Let's hit the crunch. This is the crunch channel. I'm not clipping, this is just, you know, it's crunch. Now the crunch has just a bass. There's not the treble, you know, the first channel EQ doesn't affect anything. Now if I hit both the first two channels at the same time, goes to bypass mode. So now it's, I guess, just input directly out. Back to the crunch. Let's see how low the gain can get. Sounds pretty clean. Let's see how hot it can get. Ooh, it's gonna be real hot. Pretty crunchy. We'll add some bass on that. Alright, let's see what the boost is. Boost and crunch. Sounds pretty good. Oh, let's put the cab sim on. We haven't tried that with the crunch. Let's cut the bass all the way off. Let's see what happens. Volume back to noon. All right, let's move on to the lead channel. Mid and treble are at noon. Okay, so it's mid and, oh wait a minute. So, okay. So excuse me, the British crunch and the modern lead share bass, middle, and treble. I was confused at first. Okay, so there's 3-band EQ for the crunch and the lead. That's crunch. Alright, so here's the lead, flat, gain and volume at noon. We'll put the gain low. Let's see what happens with bass all the way off, treble all the way up, middle in the middle. Let's crank the gain. Let's hit the boost. Okay. So that's the run through on the guitar, straight in, just very basic, the most basic you can get. I think now what I'd like to do is let's run through the effects send. So what I'm going to do is guitar into my effects pedals over here, which I have in my rack. Okay. So I'm going to run guitar into this. Yep. Send. I might need some more cabling. No, it'll be all right. So I'm going to do a Needed to get my my wireless foot controller here. This is how I turn my effects on and off. And I also get to demo my new, well, not new, recently modded color sound wah. I took a wah pedal and pulled the guts out. Put the guts in the red box there in the front corner, as you can see. And then left this wah enclosure potentiometer in there, a tip ring sleeve jack. So now this is an expression pedal. So there's no audio going through this at all. This is literally just to control the guts inside of the box. That way I can have all short cable runs. So now my effects are going, well, guitar into the Revolt, Revolt to my effects, effects back into this, and then out to the mixer. Oh, I forgot to hit the 4 cable method on. Let's see what happens. Maybe I have it backwards. 4 cable method. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. So, O is on, I guess. Usually I is ignition, O is off, but I guess this is backwards. Crunch. Okay, so we get the idea, right? The only thing I would say that it's missing, I guess, to use this as a standalone is I like having verb in my guitar. So that's the only thing. But it's definitely got plenty of range of tones from clean to some distortion. Okay, so next I want to incorporate the Opus, which is the cab sim. They kind of advertise this as the ultimate rig, would be going from the Revolt into the Opus. So we're going to leave the effects send as it is because I want to use my effects, and I'm going to mute the guitar because I need to change the output, well, input to my mixer from the Revolt to the Opus. And we're going to be using a quarter inch to the 4th jack here, which is out instead of XLR out. We're going to go quarter inch into the Opus. And okay. I lost connection to my mixer. There we go. Okay. And let's see. I kind of want to be able to look at what's happening in the Opus right now, just for setup. So I'm going to hook up USB to this. USB wouldn't be needed, you know, for gig, but this is kind of like initial setup since I haven't done this before. So applications, gonna go down to 2 notes, torpedo remote. And then it's gonna want to connect to the internet. Okay, so now I can see my gain, my input gain. So I had it set on line from my previous demo when I had the Spectrum output. So we're going to instrument level now. Okay. I don't know, you might be able to see the screen. At least some of it. Alright, so here's my mixer. And here's 2 notes. So Revolt says this is the best way. So we're gonna skip the preamp because we already have a preamp. And we already have essentially a power amp, but we could model one if we wanted to. That kind of gives you like the 6L6. But let's put some reverb on. Got some spring reverb. Very wet. There's all kinds of reverbs. There's spring, studio, basement, loft, hall, cathedral, you know, all kinds of stuff. What's cathedral? I like spring. I mean, I like Fender Twins. I mean, it just sounds freaking great. So right now, the only thing I have engaged on the Opus is the reverb, and then I have my JBL D120 Buffalo cabinet sim. If I wanted, I could put an EQ on. I could put a gate, noise gate. There's really not much happening here noise-wise, so I don't have to worry about it. What you're hearing is just a natural heavy distortion lead channel. You can change your microphone type. Right now this is called Nightfall, which is like a condenser. If I wanted to do a ribbon sim. Ribbons are the old school. Here's a 409. It's like a Sennheiser. Dynamic. 7B, which is probably a Shure SM7. But for now, I'll just leave it on the Nightfall. On axis, pretty close to the as close to the cabinet as we can get. If we wanted to, let's do yeah, there's so many. How do you choose? Let's do a 2x12. I'll just pick one. Silver 77. Looks like a Fender. I'm gonna go back to spring reverb too. And make it a little more dry. What else we got? 412, Big Beast. Sounds great. 6x12, jeez. How about a 110? This is a Princeton. Celestian Ruby. Anyways, you all can mess with that. I'm gonna go back to the Buffalo because I'm a JBL guy. This is a D120, man. So anyways, with the Opus, you can actually make your own IR files and load them on there. So my goal is at some point in the near future, I want to make an IR file for every series of JBL 12-inch, D120. On my own, I'll make K120, E120, and then 15-inch D130, K130, E130. I also have some Gauss speakers I'd like to do, 2841s, which is a 4-inch voice coil, 12-inch speaker. Big, heavy speakers, they're like 25 pounds, but as far as I know, I can't really find these IR files anywhere, so I figure I'll make them for you. So, yeah, I mean, I think this is a fantastic option if you wanted to keep your rig small. These two on a pedal board or in a rack, I mean, you don't have to carry a speaker around. You don't need to carry heavy amps around. It's, man, I think they're doing a great job. Two notes. So let's play some of my effects in here. I was rearranging my pedal board and forgot I didn't put my knobs back to where they were. No wonder it was so loud. Oh, and I didn't mention, both of these have MIDI capability with a, I think I still have the thing in the box, 1/8 inch TRS jack. And for those who don't know, any MIDI 5-pin that you see is actually, they're only using 3 pins. The two top ones at the ring have never been used except for maybe like specialty things. But standard MIDI is really, they've never developed anything more than 3 pins. So you can make a 5-pin to a tip ring sleeve cable, or I can make it for you. So if you don't have anything TRS, ready, you can make your own. You can buy a 5-pin MIDI to TRS jack. But anyways, you could use this to, let's say, turn on reverb, change your amp, your cabinet. It's MIDI, so you can have your computer learn everything, and it's pretty handy. In fact, I use MIDI CC to trigger my relays and my switcher. But anyways, thanks for watching, and see you soon.